Everyone talks about freedom. They say quit your 9 to 5 and start your own business. They talk about no boss, no alarm clock, and make money while you sleep. But no one tells you the truth about doing all this. The real cost about building something from nothing. It's not just your time and it's not just your energy. There's something different. I want to talk about your wallet, your focus, and your peace of mind. All of these things are stretched quite thin, and you need to know how to manage this and best do it. So let's talk about the part of online business that no one wants to admit. It's a part of it where at times you don't feel like you're holding it all together. And we're gonna break it all down. So the whole idea of an online business is very seductive. There is the Instagram reels, the beach laptops, people at a cafe and working and typing away, and people preaching that if you set up a funnel, you can just watch the money print at will. People will hype it up with the Shopify dashboard, the Shopify dings and notifications. But what they don't show you is the juggling act that you need to, handle. And it's something you don't really think of when starting the business. There's a lot of other things that go along with starting a business that you have to juggle. I think of it as spinning lots of plates, a nice circus act. So we'll break it down of the things you need to consider and the things you need to be thinking about while building a business. For myself, I'm still trying to eat clean, stay fit, work on my rehab. I also have to support my family and my loved ones, making sure they're taken care of, and I set some time for them. I need to also be thinking of my investments, holding Bitcoin for long, for my future millions, making sure all my stocks are allocated. All of these things you need to juggle. You need to also make sure that your mindset is bulletproof through the whole process while making sure that you don't go broke. So yeah, everyone does want to build a business until they know they have to start budgeting like a madman, pulling up Excel spreadsheets and worrying about what to focus on next. It's a real juggling act. Even at times for myself, I may have to run a few ads. I've got them going through MetaWorks learning process. They start to become a high performing ad. And then all of a sudden I have to turn a few ads off just so I can make sure I can build and buy enough stock for the next week. Once I know all the stock is good, I may need to then pause another part of my lifestyle so I can then ship those products out. There is so much to think of. You may even have to allocate your time to family and friends, so you can't actually handle some fulfillments of the business, or even you can't film ads, you can't run the messaging, customer service at certain times. It's all about the allocation of time, and people don't really talk about that all too often. So it's not just about working hard. It's an emotional gymnastic of calculating risk throughout the day, fighting to stay consistent when the cash flow is low, watching your crypto tank at different stages, but knowing subconsciously that it will perform in the future. Trying to grow your brand while playing Bitcoin long. And then you can have those wondering thoughts about whether this month will work in your favor and you'll be in profit. And yet, even after all this headache and juggling act and focused and bit of energy, time allocation, you keep on going. You don't quit. You keep moving through it all. But why is that? I think it's because I know for myself that all this sacrifice, all of this energy has a purpose. There is a reason behind it. Because most people, and I like to think of them as normies, will just stop at any slight inconvenience. They say it's too expensive, it's too much, it's too stressful. And yeah, it is a lot of the time, but no one would say this path would be comfortable, that this path would be easy. And the truth is, most of your wins don't come through massive breakthroughs. They come from micro decisions that you make every single day. Do you run ads or do you have a date night? Do you invest or do you impulse spend? Do you stay disciplined or do you start scrolling on your feed? The discipline compounds. I speak about it so damn often and in previous episodes because The compounding discipline is so damn powerful. And if you're willing to hold the vision while managing the chaos, you'll go further than 95% of the people who just dabble or quit. Because this is not about making money fast. This is about building a skill. It's about building resilience. And it's about creating a life that you own every part of the process, even the hard ones, and not quitting and not looking back and regretting what you did. If you're still watching this, I reckon you're meant for this. I reckon you don't quit and you will keep pushing through. You've already got what it takes. You just need to keep holding the line and stay strong. I'm not here to sell you the dream. I'm just here to walk side by side with you and say to keep going. We're all here to build something real, and if we're all willing to help each other, we'll go very far in the future. Hit subscribe if you want to build a business in real life. I'm juggling different things in my life, but I'm always willing to help. The 0 to 100K blueprint is pretty much complete. I'm just building out the landing page right now and finalizing a few YouTube videos that will aid and build upon the blueprint itself and even the email flow. So it's all coming together and coming very soon. Let's get to work. And as always, I'm Jaden Connolly, and thank you for watching.